looking at the top half of the Chapter 10 study guide, 1 and 2 are very similar. 3 is then just simply a monthly payment formula. 4 is a total payment formula. And then 5 is monthly payment, total payment, and interest charge. So I'm going to do number 2, since 1 and 2 are very similar. And then I'm going to do number 5, because by covering 5, I'm also covering numbers 3 and 4. So I'm going to start here with number 2. And in number 2, it says that the Lawrences consider purchasing a new home for $224,000. They have a 10% down payment. What is the amount of the loan? So first thing, remember your down payment formula equals R, which is the rate required down, times the cost of the house. The cost of this house is $224,000. And the amount required down in this case is 10%, and written as a decimal is 0.10. So I'm going to go 224 times 0.10. When I do that, I find that the down payment is $22,400. That's not quite the question, though. The question is, what is the loan amount? So to remember to find the loan amount, my P equals my C minus my D, C being the cost of the item, so $224,000 for the cost of this house, and the D being the down payment, which we just determined was $22,400. So I'll plug this into my loan amount formula, and it gets me $224,000 minus $22,400. When I subtract that out, I find that the loan amount here is $201,600. So 201,600. So now I'll go ahead and switch over to number 5. Number 5 has multiple parts to it. So I'll start with the monthly payment, since I have to do that part first. So as always with the monthly payment, we need to find our P, our R, and our N. Our P is the amount of the loan. It doesn't mention anything about a down payment here. So the amount of the loan is going to be the cost of the item, which is $100,000. In fact, it actually says it's a $100,000 loan. The R is going to be my APR divided by 12. So that pencils out to 0.005416667. My N is going to be years times 12. It's a 20-year loan. So it is 240. So I'll plug this into my monthly payment formula. All right, so when I work all that out, it's going to end up giving me a monthly payment of $745.57. So that's my first answer here. $745.57 is my monthly payment, which then brings me to the next part. My total amount paid. So I'll move up here for this. The total payment is another name for that, is going to be the number of payments times my monthly payment plus my down payment. My number of payments here, we said it was a 240 because it's a 20-year loan. So it's 240. My M is my monthly payment, which we just determined was $745.57. I did not have a down payment, so that's 0. So I'll put that into the formula, and it'll give me 240 times my monthly payment plus my down payment. And when I work that out, I get a total amount paid on this loan of $178,936.80. That's my second answer here. 178,936.80. The last part is, what is my total interest? So to find that, or another name for that is the total cost. When we took notes on it, one part of the book calls it the total cost and another part calls it the interest charged. So it's the total payment. The total payment, that's ugly. Let's make that look better. So the total payment minus the cost of the item. The total payment here we said was $178,936.80, and the cost of it was $100,000. And so what that tells us, when we plug this into the formula, is that we paid $78,936.80 in interest on this loan. All right, that gives us number 5. So number 3 is basically doing this first part, the monthly payment. Number 4 is basically just doing the total payment here. And then in number 5, we do each of those, and then we do one more step and find the total cost.